coaching at the Cavalier Institute and we have some doubts. May we clear them?
Most welcome. Why not? This is the crux of the whole thing. It's training. You need to clarify the doubt before you proceed for the SSB.
Thank you, sir. Friends, please ask.
Sir, I am a repeater candidate for Assessors. Sir, my question is that, sir, do repeater candidates have any sort of disadvantage while appearing again for the selection center?
Can I answer that question?
Sir, please go ahead, sir. Answer that.
You see, there is no disadvantage for any repeaters. The answer that you got to answer yourself, why am I a repeater? Was my PPDT wrong? Was I screened out? Or was I conferenced out? So in this analysis, you will get your answer yourself. But yes, if you are a multiple repeater, like what I get in my coaching that I do out here, I have some candidates who come here for 4 to 5 times from the same SSB, particularly Air Force Board, Mysore. Now, if you are the 4th time repeater into the same SSB, obviously those people must be looking at what was wrong. So the answer is there is no disadvantage, but the answer is yes also. If you are a repeater multiple times, there is something that you need to retrospect as to what exactly happened, right? So my answer to you is no, there is no disadvantage. But the answer is also yes, that since you are a repeater multiple times, you have to prove something different from all your previous attempts to become the winner there.
Correct.
Understood? That's all what I'm trying to think, but the answer is no. I have experience of having selected a 8-time repeater as a GTO in 24 SSB. But if you are a repeater, remember one thing, you start with a disadvantage. You have to prove it otherwise. Have I answered you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So I have a doubt, sir.
Bolo.
So I am a serving candidate from Army.
Okay.
How much is the importance of oral communication in English for selection of service selection board? Because most of the Army candidates are from rural background.
I do understand that most of you come from the rural background,
Yes,
and communication skill, especially in English, is not that adequate.
Yes, sir.
But if you have already planned to get commissioned in the armed forces, you have to improve your communication skill in English, there is no doubt. So otherwise you will be misfit when you become an officer. So considering that, communication skill oral is quite important. However, if your other factors are very high and only communication skill is slightly low, well, consideration will be given by the assessor to consider you for selection.
Sir, I am 10+2 technical candidate plus NDA candidate for SSB. Should we reveal at SSB before going to SSB that we had taken any under coaching or training? Any under coaching or training? May I know your view, sir?
Brilliant question. Tell me, which entry in your country or this world does not have a pre-coaching before you enter that specific institution? Be it IAS, a lot of coaching going on. You'll be surprised. My kids studied in a school called Lawrence School, Lovedale in Ooty. There's a preschool for entry into that school for the kids as well. So there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, and you should say yes. Yes, I went for a coaching to whichever institution. But the only difference that you need to understand is, for Christ's sake, don't ever say that I entered the coaching institution as a buffoon and I exited the coaching institution after 2 weeks as Prince of Wales. So don't give everything to the coaching institution in 2 weeks, which means you're a coached candidate in 2 weeks. Right? There's nothing wrong in coaching and going to the institution. Everybody does it. But remember one thing. Whenever you go there, Don't say that or don't behave like Commander Prakash or Colonel Muralidharan, that you learn some methods of speaking out there. Be yourself. Coaching is good. Be yourself and thereafter demonstrate. Don't become an artificial candidate in the coaching. So don't give coached response. Education and coaching is good, but don't give coached response. Have you understood the meaning of this word?
Yes, sir.
It's nice. Yeah. Any doubts? Okay. So then, what you need to understand, he's going to ask you the next question. What did you learn from whichever coaching institute that you went? And why did you go there? Sir, I went there, I knew nothing, but when I came out from there, I was brilliant. No. The answer should be very simple. Like all other coaching institutions in this world, IAS, IPS, schools, medical, engineering, whatever. Say that, sir, I got through the social media, I got a general idea of what SSB is all about. I wanted to have a practical semblance of what actually happens in the SSB, hence I went there. So to be honest, yes, I was educated. And that gave me a little more, but it did not change me from personality A to personality B. I just got my fair enough education and that's it. Now this question is okay for a fresher. But somebody asked me that I am a repeater. You have gone 5 times to the SSB. And you don't require coaching, you have already seen SSB 5 times. So then you got to be a little intelligent to answer that question. So all my 5 times, I was assured, or to my confidence, I thought I will be selected. But despite that, I was not selected. So I just wanted to know what exactly. So I went to a faculty where I could identify what this and that side. That's the difference. So a fresher's answer to this question and a repeater's answer to the same question should be intelligently addressed. Yes, understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I have another question. So I am applying for SSC Technical Army. So I wanted to know, coming from defense background, is there any special weightage or influence, something like that given, if I'm coming from defense background to clear my SSB interviews?
Good question you have asked. People generally in the civil world think that if you are from a defense background, perhaps you will get some weightage. But this is not true. Why? Because standard of selection for everybody is the same. Only little level varies. For NDA it is 1 level, for graduating it is 2nd level, and for the working candidate it is a different level. So far the service personal boards are concerned, no special weightage or any scope is there for the recommending the candidate unless he meets the standard operating procedures drilled correctly. That is what is important. Like you have to have a certain standard. Standard of testing is same for IO, for the GTO and the 5 cyclists. So there is no weightage additional given. People should not go with that wrong idea.
Sir, I have one more question. That is there any way in which we can influence the assessors and the SSB board, because it generally happens in the civil world?
I do take your point that whether the influence is there or no, it is very difficult. The system is so well designed, so well oiled that it is not possible to influence any members who are involved in SSB. Either there are 3 assessors or the commandant or the gatekeeper or the panwala outside. There is no scope at all. And even if you know or influence one assessor, how are you going to influence the other 2? Because the system is so designed that if one assessor feels that this candidate does not make and he is not there, he can exercise his veto power, which is there in the selection technique. If the candidate, even if he is cleared by 2 and is exercised by veto power by one of the assessors, he does not make it because he has got a strong reason for it. He got strong reason. So generally, the influence is not taking place. Moreover, in the selection system, the assessors are of a 3 level. Top level management, who is a brigadier or a major general. Then middle level, the psychologists, civilians who are there. And also at the middle level are the GTOs. So system is well designed to take care of any such influence. and this is further nullified when we meet at the conference and take a decision on the candidate. That's all.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
in fact, it is nice meeting, and sir, you have in a greater detail explained to them that there is no doubt for repeaters. Repeaters can also pass, as you said rightly, in 8th and 13th chance people have passed. But then there is a point, why he has not made it in so many attempts?
Why not? You ask this question yourself. You have written XYZ prelims of IAS 4 times. You did not qualify. The 5th time you again write. You again not qualified. So, got a point.
Okay, so nice talking to you. Thank you very much. I hope other doubts will be cleared in the class when he is taking the class, or when the IO is taking the class, or the psychologist is taking class. Thank you very much, and we really like your questions. They were very worth asking, and see that you succeed with no myth in your mind, with no wrong perception in your mind.